All right, thank you, Ross. We're excited to be back in the Valley this week. Night game. It's going to be a lot of fun. I know it's going to be a great crowd. I think it's another sellout. So really appreciate our fans for the just amazing support. I mean, I see film all the time, and see a lot of empty seats in a lot of stadiums, and we don't take it for granted how fortunate we are to have the passion that we have here at Clemson, so excited about that, and then just proud of our team for the start that we've had. We got a lot of improving to do, but I think it's the first time since '05 we've opened up with 3 straight Power 5 opponents, and so I think we've been challenged, and but yet we've been able to find a way to get to 3-0, which is obviously what we hoped for. So a good start, and think that we're progressing. Charlotte is going to challenge us. This is a team that it's always interesting to kind of turn the page on Sundays and kind of see what the next challenge is. And I tell you what, this is a team offensively that's going to challenge us. This is the most explosive team we've played to this point. I think they got like 25 explosives in 3 games, and they put 41 up on App, and App State's they're not a slouch. It's a good football team, but just the biggest thing I'm impressed with is just how well coached they are. Got a great scheme. Schematically, this was probably the biggest challenge for our defense. Just in what they do structurally, multiple personnel, multiple formations, create a lot of challenges communication-wise, alignment-wise, creating extra gaps, play action, and they're just well coached, know what they're doing, really know what they're doing. So from a scheme standpoint, this is just a challenge. This is the best rushing team we've seen in 3 games. Their ability to run the ball and how they're coordinated to run the ball, this is the best team we've seen in 3 games. So, this is a team that could embarrass us if we don't, really have a great week of preparation and line, get the things down, because it's a different type of challenge than what we've seen, and they know what they're doing, and they play with great energy. They got a great spirit to them. They're physical. The running back is a tough, thick, physical runner. They do a great job with all their zone, split zone, reverse zone read, and the stretch play. And again, the OL is well coordinated up front. So we've got to do a nice job, and then we're going to have to play. We have to win some matchups outside, because just the nature of what they do. They create some one-on-ones, and quarterback's a heck of a player. It's always an equalizer when the quarterback's a runner. and they run him a lot, and they do some unique things with how they run him that split your defense, with misdirection and different type of read stuff. So and the pop passes to go with it. So he's a really good player, and their receivers are skilled. They've made a lot of one-on-one plays. They've made plays in space, made plays downfield. So this is a really well-coached, well-coordinated offense that has pieces to cause a lot of problems. So I'm very impressed watching them on tape, and I know it's the first year there for Will, and they're off to a good start, 2-1, and obviously in the shootout there, I think it was 56-41 or so with App, and then you flip over to the other side defensively, and they're 5th in the country in sacks. I think we're 2nd and they're 5th. They probably have the best player that we've seen to this point in that number 5. He's on all the great player lists, all the awards and all that stuff. And I mean, I kept watching him. I'm going, holy cow! I mean, he looks like Xavier Thomas. He is a really good player. He's physical. He's fast. He's disruptive. I mean, he's causing sacks and tips, and they had a pick 6 against UMass that he caused and created. But really, really good football player. Really good player. Both their ends. But that number 5 could play for anybody in the country. And so, like I said, after 3 games, they're 5th in the country in sacks. They've been disruptive. Done a nice job. And so this is a team that won't be overwhelmed. They've been in big stadiums. And, they got a lot of veteran guys that have been in those situations. So I'm excited about, seeing how our guys prepare this week as we start the second quarter of our season. Hard to believe we're already into the second quarter, if you will. But, we got to get better. We got to become more consistent. We've been explosive. We want to be more efficient. And just smarter, just applying the knowledge. We've played 3 games now, and so we've learned a lot, and we got a lot of knowledge that we can apply, and just want to see us take that next step and start to be that complete team that I know we can be. But proud of our guys, love the effort of this team, the leadership of this team, and the start that we've had, and again, looking forward to getting back in the Valley this week in a great environment.
Can you tell me your thoughts about how the offensive line has looked the first 3 games and how you kind of graded those guys so far?
They've been outstanding. I just super proud of our physical bodies all over the ground. They're not a lot of busts. Done a great job communicating. Really proud of Pollard. We've had a couple of snaps that were a little high, but he's been very, this guy's playing center for the first time, and he's done a heck of a job. And then just their energy and their effort. They've been outstanding. They've been up to the task every single week. They're protecting our quarterback. I think we've had no sacks this week. Maybe we've had 2 to this point, and I'm just really proud of him. Jackson Carman's been awesome. If he keeps progressing, he's got a chance to be a really special player. And then John Simpson is, he's an all-conference, all-American type guy. He's playing that way. And then Cervinka and Ankrum, it's just a very close group. And then our second guys are coming in there and doing a nice job as well. And I'm very, very pleased with that offensive line at this point.
Coach, I'm assuming DK's back is okay, but Goodrich came in, played half the game on Saturday, had a pass breakup in the end zone, had that big interception. How big of a step forward was that for him? I imagine a guy that you're going to need as the season goes on.
Oh, no doubt. Yeah, he's just confidence. I think it's just huge, to be able to get out there and do it, and obviously made a big play, and it was crazy because he got knocked on the ground, but he hopped up and was able to make a ball play, and just super proud of his development. He's come a long way in a year, and it's fun to see guys grow and get better. And Sheridan and Booth and Lee Anthony are kind of right there too, just kind of going to continue to get more and more opportunity. And we've developed a really good group with some good depth.
Can you update us on Constantine and his knee and what happened?
Yeah, he just tore his ACL again, just doing his rehab work, and just tore. You hate it. It's just really hate it for him. But, we'll fix it. I think they're going to fix it Friday. And our doctors are going to do it. I think he had it done back in Louisiana the first time. But we'll do it here. And the good news is he's got a guy like Amari Rogers to look at that's just got player of the game for us. And, it's a lot of encouragement. And we lost Matthew Maloney, too. I know y'all probably don't know who he is, but he's a freshman walk-on guy for us that we really think is going to be a good player for us. And we think he's going to help us at some point, really. And he tore his ACL this week. So they had 2 of those. We'll get both those guys in the rehab process. And, but Brighton's got a good attitude, and, better it happen now than in December or January or something like that. So just trying to stay positive with him and keep him encouraged. And he's got his whole career in front of him, and there's no reason why he can't come back and be better than ever. And so that's what we're dealing with there.
You said, I think, on your radio show that you feel like this team's a little bit further along the team last year. What exactly do you mean by that?
Oh, there's no question. It's not even close, to be honest with you, after 3 games. First of all, we've been challenged more. We've played 3 Power 5 teams. Last year at this time, we played Furman and A&M and Georgia Southern, and just a different type of deal. We were giving up big plays. We were very inconsistent defensively. And then offensively, I just didn't think we quite had that killer instinct yet, and we were still a work in progress. Justin Ross was a true freshman, and Trevor was coming on. We were trying to kind of figure everything out, and we just weren't where we are right now. I mean, as an offense, we're just way ahead. After 3 games, we're scoring more points and averaging more yards than any time in the history of Clemson football. And we really haven't played great. There's so much out there, but I just there's just no question in all phases. We're just further along. Now, will this team improve like that team did? We'll see. That team got better and better and better, and they stayed focused. They never got distracted. They stayed locked in. They were hungry. They were really driven and really had a relentless will to win. And we'll see. But after 3 games, it's really not even close. Where this team is. I really like the energy. I like the focus. The discipline, the consistency that we have has been very encouraging. Now, will they make those same strides? Because there's lots of improving to do. But I'm just really pleased, and especially offensively. We're incredibly explosive. We're just not quite as efficient as we need to be, and it's just little things, and that's going to come together quickly. But I like where we are, and if we'll stay the course, we got a chance to and make the same improvements and stay hungry. We got a chance to be a special group.
Coach, you talked about just the improvements. Lawrence through 5 games, 5 picks. Doesn't sound like you're greatly concerned. Just what do you need from his end to kind of clean up some of those mistakes through 3 games with the 5 interceptions?
Yeah, just they're not all on him. First of all, that's the first thing is we've had a couple on the wideouts, 2 of them exactly, where he did his job exactly like he's supposed to, and the wideout didn't. So it's not it's easy to just look at the stat thing. But then he's had a couple bad plays too. So just don't try to do too much. He's a very confident player, and he's incredibly smart. And sometimes that can work against you a little bit too, because you want to do a little too many things. And so just stay within the system and just learn from it. He'll be fine.
Had some good offensive lines in the past, but could this one maybe be your most overpowering potentially when you talk about all
Yeah, we have. And I just think that just their physicality, these guys really, they like it, and they love the challenge. They love to prepare too. This group really, they're in here watching tape all the time. They love to prepare, and that's just the great leadership that we have. They're very serious about playing well, and they take a lot of pride in their performance. Great leadership. Ankrum is one of the best leaders we've ever had here. Gage, same thing. John, same thing. Pollard, same thing. All 4 of those guys are just great leaders, and they're a really close group. And then the question coming in was would Jackson mature and get serious about being a great player and kind of take the next step in his development, and he has. And the light is just, he's a really high IQ guy, a very smart football player, but just his buy-in has been impressive to watch, and just see how he's just jumped right in there and gotten excited about being a great offensive lineman. And I just think he's really set his mind to being great, and he's just become very coachable, and unbelievable effort. He's chasing guys downfield. He's having fun, and it's just a lot of fun to watch that kid. He's a special talent. That's why he's one of the top guys in the country coming out. But he's just gotten serious about it, and he's become a really good football player, and not just a good talent. And he deserves a lot of credit because he's worked his butt off. He's transformed his body. He's gotten stronger, and he's just gotten serious about it. So it's been good to see the maturity in him.
Just your thoughts on Will Healy. I think he's said you're a mentor to him in some ways, and he's texted and talked with you some on the phone.
Yeah, I haven't met him. I'm anxious to meet him. he's a super nice guy, and didn't know much about him. But he actually reached out to me a year or two ago, a couple years ago maybe, when he was at Austin P. And he just called and we talked about some different things and a couple of coaching candidates and stuff that he was wanting to talk about, and so that was kind of the first time I even knew who he was, and so we just kind of have communicated some along the way, and I tell you, he's done a heck of a job. He's a sharp coach, and then obviously he gets the job up at Charlotte, and I talked to him a little bit through that process and transition and him getting that job, and talked to him again about some staff things, and he actually hired one of my guys. He hired Zach, but Zach was only there for Zach Alley for about a month. Then Zach got hired out at Boise, and doing a good job out there. But I think he's a guy that's going to do a good job there. Smart, got good energy. I think they'll recruit well. I think he'll put a good staff together, and I think it's a great opportunity. But just watching them, again through 3 games, you can just tell that they've got a good spirit to their team, and so he's already created, a good vibe with the group, and his just his first year and first off season with them. So impressive guy, and looking forward to meeting him this week. So he sent me a text yesterday saying that his 4-year-old been watching Clemson hype videos all week. So he had a problem on his hands. So I told him just keep feeding him them hype videos. He's raising him right. So, but a super nice guy, and again, looking forward to meeting him, and he's done a nice job with this team for sure.
How important is it to you to pay it forward with some of these up-and-coming coaches that maybe want to pick your brain? And I know it's for your advice.
I mean, I think, again, y'all have heard me say many times, I think that's one of the great things about the coaching profession is, it's a brotherhood. I mean, it's a fraternity, and coaches meet and share stuff. I mean, it's really unique. I mean, you have high school coach. I mean, it's always fascinating to me every year when we do our clinic, and I can walk in here, and we always have the offensive line in here, and or we'll have the quarterbacks in here or whatever, and you walk in here and you got this high school coach and this high school coach, and they're rivals, but they're all in here and they're talking ball and swapping ideas, and it's just a very unique profession that way. And I mean, I got in coaching in 1993. And, first time I ever went to a clinic was in 93 and went to the convention. And I can just remember going, oh, my God, I don't know anybody other than the people I'm working with, and I got a lot to learn. And so, but I'm just thankful that there was all these opportunities over the years to grow and learn as a coach. And I've been able to be around so many, even though I've only been at 2 places, I've been around a lot of people and a lot of different coaches, and so I've had a lot of people that have been more than willing to mentor me, answer questions, offer advice along the way. And so I definitely, I'm honored, first of all, that somebody would even ask me, my opinion on something or advice on something. And so I'm always willing to help, especially good guys, that I think are great for this profession. And I think Will's one of those guys that's great for this profession, and has got a bright future.